Well, as 2025 comes to a close, Idaho's agriculture sector is projected to reach record revenues. However, not all farmers are celebrating. Hometown reporter Jordan Scheifler investigates the tale of two economies in the ag sector and what's ahead for 2026 in this week's Salute to Idaho Agriculture.
Salute to Idaho Agriculture, sponsored by Slyman & Butler Irrigation.
Idaho's agricultural sector is projected to bring in a record $12.1 billion in cash receipts this year. But this record number is heavily one-sided and shows a divide between livestock and crop farmers.
When we're talking about 2025 for agriculture, it's really the tale of two different ag economies. We have the livestock sector that frankly performed very, very well, and the crop sector, which performed fairly poorly. And we have some producers in that sector feeling economic pain.
Brett Wilder is an assistant professor and extension educator with the University of Idaho. He says livestock is dominating this year's ag economy, with cattle and calves bringing $3.9 billion and milk $3.85 billion.
And first time ever, we're forecasting livestock to have 68% of total ag sector revenues for the state of Idaho. If you go back 20 years or so, it was pretty well close to 50%.
National cattle inventories are the lowest since the 1950s, driving prices higher, with the oversupply of grain keeping feed costs low, leading to perfect conditions for Idaho cattle.
So you have a cattle sector where these guys have been able to take advantage of cheap feed and also a very high value end product. It doesn't happen like this very often, usually 1, maybe 2 years out of 10.
But this oversupply of grain has been devastating for crop farmers, with prices falling below the cost of production. Wilder says Idaho farmers and ranchers are now spending $720 million on rising interest rates.
That's up 78% since 2021. The impact of carrying those debts forward and paying interest on a higher debt load has really started to weigh on those areas of the crop sector particularly.
Now looking towards 2026, Wilder says the crop sector looks to remain squeezed, but there's hope. The cattle herd may continue to grow, helping eat through grain oversupply. Government assistance is also expected for wheat, barley, sugar, and corn growers. Despite these challenges, agriculture remains a cornerstone to Idaho's economy.
Agriculture very important to Idaho. I think it's something that we need to keep an eye on and a sector that we need to do what we can to keep in motion.
Wilder says we'll find out in late January whether the cattle herd is officially in expansion phase, which could bring some relief to struggling crop farmers. In Twin Falls, Jordan Scheifler, KMVT News.